Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
Well, during her schooling, Kim Mackenzie-Doyle needed to develop her own problem-solving skills in order to reach her potential. Following a successful career in the world of product design, Kim has set up the not-for-profit organisation, The Big Idea, to help the teenagers of today to develop the creative skills that they will need for the jobs of the future. Kim joins us now to tell us about The Big Idea. But Kim, I'd like to start by hearing about your experience in the design world.
Good morning, Karl. Delighted to be here. In a former life, I was an industrial designer. So about many years ago, feeling very old, I studied industrial design in college and became a product designer in a firm called Design Partners in Bray, who are now actually being bought out by PA Consulting. And I had the extreme privilege of working with multinationals, the startups like Logitech. And actually, my claim to fame is I designed the world's best-selling computer mouse. There was little design changes on that made a massive impact for Logitech and basically made millions, if not billions, of dollars.
The emergence of AI and, of course, the impact it could potentially have on design jobs overall. What advice would you have for somebody that would be considering a career in product design?
Oh, I'd say go for it. It's such an amazing base for so many careers. So I know product designers that have since studied the program, that have gone into UX, UI design, product design, e-commerce, a lot of digital jobs, and then obviously product and physical design as well. That could be specialized, so consumer electronics, which was kind of my area, or you could think about a toothbrush, car designers, any products for mass manufacture. But that includes now, obviously, services. So if you think about the HSE, there's service designers now in the HSE in government roles. So it's such an incredible grounding to go in any direction.
Now, I want to take you back many years to when you were actually 3 years of age. You suffered a trauma at a time which adversely impacted your speech and developmental milestones. As a result, what impact did it have on your schooling?
Yeah, that was a thing. So I actually experienced a really bad burn on my neck and my shoulder. So my parents were very afraid that it would restrict my neck movement. So they made a very tough choice and this is obviously on the doctor's recommendation, to tie me to a cot for 3 months. So I regressed, obviously, missed all my milestones, stopped speaking, and actually developed a speech impediment, which still sometimes bothers me if I'm a little bit stressed. And so school was an absolute nightmare. I remember the teacher telling me to sit on my hands and listen with my eyes, because it was just torture for them to get me to sit still. And I just wanted to run around because I just always, I guess, felt psychologically tied down, which wasn't for me. So I had really, really busy hands, and I'm waving my hands now as I speak. So school was tough. So the academic expectations were very, very low for me.
Talk to us about how you developed a particular set of problem-solving skills which enabled you to reach your own potential.
Yes, that's, again, falling into product design. These skills, they were so transferable that it just kind of elevated me. It was kind of one thing that I could do and I could apply. They were very practical. You could see almost results immediately. And it kind of gave me something to say, I can make a real impact with this, on business or on society. You could use them anywhere. And I really understood, I guess, my own value in making change. So, successful products hit the market, it brings company forward, or an amazing service that really makes a difference in somebody's life. It's so powerful. And if people like me can learn them and be successful. I'm actually former president of the Institute of Designers Ireland, and I've made some of the most lifelong friends of amazing stature in Ireland, that has stood the test of time. Like it improves your social skills even. It's just incomparable to anything else I've learned. And obviously the idea for The Big Idea started decades ago, going, this is an absolute no-brainer because everybody should have these skills.
So what is The Big Idea ultimately, Kim, and why did you feel that there was an organisation like this needed?
So The Big Idea basically is an education initiative, and we want to empower all young people to tackle the biggest challenges facing both their local communities and the wider world. So we wanted to create a hands-on program for teachers to facilitate to their students with projects, project-based learning, real-world problem solving, and we really want to equip students with critical creative skills that will help them prepare for the future, all through our multi-award-winning EdTech platform. So 85% of jobs that will exist in 2030 have not been invented yet. And so how can the education system keep up with that? So we can be very, very agile in the way that we developed our programs, and we're obviously meeting the needs of students that may be sitting in the back of the class disengaged. And I'll give you a couple of examples of some amazing transformations that we've witnessed. But what really sets us apart is our collaboration with industry professionals from absolutely all sectors. So through our EdTech platform, industry professionals provide mentorship and insights that really bridge that gap between industry and education and the world of work. So we have hundreds of industry professionals right across the country who challenge and advise and share knowledge with students through our programs and obviously our online mentoring system.
With the development of large language models, why are creative thinking skills so important in 2024?
Yeah, it's a great question. So what AI can't do at the moment is feel. So it doesn't have that empathetic mindset where it's really gaining a deeper understanding of the problem and its impact on society and people in the moment. So through the big idea, we have someone called the hero. So students create a persona for this hero and understand the problems that they face. So they're really stepping out of their normal day-to-day and their teenage challenges that they're all going through, but really look at it very differently. So they're looking at perspectives, they're researching and analysing all of the issues around this person and what they can do to help solve that by identifying opportunities. And we're just breaking it down, delivering it in a really fun and engaging way, but then they're actually using this and coming up with amazing innovations to kind of solve real world problems. And it's working. We have 100% of students learning new skills, and it doesn't matter their learning ability, their background, or the way that they learn, so the learning styles. So I'm a really practical learner. So I'm a kind of a verbal processor. I like to chat a lot and I like to fix and break things, which is not great for school. And there's so many students out there like that because our education system is designed for rote learning, which is one brain type. The advent of AI, which is absolutely phenomenal, a really helpful time-saving tool, and it will help us get faster and better and concentrate on all of our unique aspects. But those kind of empathetic problem-solving skills is what people can use and be really, really effective and set them apart from technology.
So how does the big idea foster adaptability, collaboration, critical thinking and creative problem-solving skills in 15 to 19-year-olds?
At the very start of the programme, we send out a questionnaire to see what are really stressing students out. And this year's challenges, actually, the students have already begun working on are mental health, equality, climate action, AI for humanity, and tackling poverty. So students collaboratively work in teams, and sometimes this is the first time they're working together, which is a little bit mind-boggling. But they work together and they develop ideas. They submit ideas to their mentors. The mentors give them feedback and advice, and the students just go into seventh gear when they get that kind of feedback. And then we coach them in every workshop creative thinking skills that were stackable skills. So things like system thinking, but we don't call it system thinking, problem solving. So they build stackable skills and then they get to actually apply it onto their projects. And then they develop out solutions and they actually have to speak about it. So we see leaders and different types of roles and responsibilities appear in the teams. So sometimes we have students have never engaged really in class before, become the leader of the team, organise the other team team members, and then you can imagine like that in a world of work. So this is exactly what happens day to day. So it's much more, I'd say, we would understand the way of this program than perhaps a school system would. So it's giving them such an opening and an avenue into the world of work, and also obviously into career pathways that they may never have known existed.
And Kim, what role does the school and its teachers play in ensuring that the programme is a success?
First of all, they just have to sign up and include their students. The program's absolutely free for students, parents and teachers. So we obviously fundraise to accommodate student numbers. And to date, we've worked with over 10,000 students in Ireland. The teachers basically get access to all of our workshops. We give them learning intents and outcomes. They're really scaffolded to deliver the programme. And even if they have never delivered anything like this before in their lives, we're there on hand to support them step by step. So it's really, really easy. We want to democratise this. We want to go, eventually our big goal is to get into the education system so that every student in Ireland has access to these skills, because they're absolutely game changing, and not only for individuals but for our communities as well, because we've seen amazing projects that are having real effect on the ground.
And what reaction have you got from schools, from secondary schools, associations, and also from the Department of Education?
Well, we're really delighted to have backing of the Department of Education through the Dormant Accounts Fund. So that's one of our incomes. It's a grant awarded by the Department of Education. So we're very grateful for that. And so they obviously are supporting what we're doing. Teachers, we actually have meetings with ETBI very soon, which has been phenomenal. So we do want to kind of find more routes to make funding more sustainable, because I'm sure if anybody has ever experienced non-profit world, you're fundraising pretty much all the time. And we need to raise more money to include more students. So it's kind of a simple fact. So we're working with corporate partners who obviously bring on our mentors, and that helps us include more room for students. So if you're interested, you can find out more information obviously on our website, which is thebigidea.ie, and there's lots of information there for teachers. And we also have transition year programs, Leaving Cert Applied programs, Youth Reach and CTC, which is a phenomenal outside of school support system for students that might have learning challenges or just can't cope in the school system. And we're in Northern Ireland as well, which is very exciting.
And to bring the big idea to life for our listeners this morning, are there any case study examples that you'd like to share with us?
There's some beautiful examples of some projects. We had a phenomenal project from a CTC centre in Tullamore, which was a men's mental health project. They developed a smart system for mental health supports, or tailored mental health supports for young men, and that was a direct consequence from COVID. One of the students experienced a massive loss. He had 4 friends who took their own lives through suicide, and he created this men's mental health app, and it was just a beautiful project that they brought forward in our student accelerator. So they got to meet their mentors face to face and actually develop out the app, which was just incredible to see. And one of the facilitators there mentioned that the lead on the project was kind of communicative in class, would just turn up, and then through the big idea, he led the project. He actually went on radio to talk about the project, and came on camera as well to kind of share his experience. So, we arrived, they were crying, we were crying. So it was just such a change in them. So we know this is working, and we want to do more for our country.
Kim, finally, I know that you'd like to bring one event to our listeners' attention.
Yes, we have a very special fundraising event. We have been donated an art collection from a supporter. On November the 14th, we will have an art auction at the Ivy Gardens, and tickets will be on Eventbrite. So we'd love to see as many people who would like to buy beautiful art and support student places on our programme as possible. There's limited numbers, so we have 100 places for 100 artworks. So we would appreciate all the support.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Kim Mackenzie-Doyle from The Big Idea, and it's great to see new initiatives aimed at developing the required skill sets for the ever-changing world of work.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.